Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be putting together the Gator Frameworks 10-spot Elite Desk Rack setup. I've got my analog gear. I'm going to take it off this weird end table and put it into here and wire it up, and we're going to be rocking and rolling. All right, this thing is very heavy. I'm going to take it off my lap so I can talk to you for a second. So a little while back, I decided to go to a hybrid system of analog and in the box mixing and recording. And I decided to do mostly warm audio analog gear. And with that, I also needed to update my audio interface. And with that, I went with the Focusrite Scarlett 18i20 3rd generation. And if you've been following the channel, you have seen me as I've gotten these pieces and I've unboxed them and gotten them implemented into my system. So this video is kind of the wrap up of most of it. I've been waiting to get this rack for about 2 or 3 months. I've been using my analog gear on an end table, which I'm sick of using, and I am excited to get it all into the rack, but I am waiting for 2 more compressors from Warm Audio. So at the end of this video, it will not be fully complete. That'll be coming in the next month or 2, but I'm so excited to get the pieces I do have into this rack. All right, to go over the gear that's gonna be going into the rack, it is the Focusrite Scarlett 18i20 3rd generation, the Warm Audio 73 EQ 1-channel preamp, and then 2 of the Pultec style Warm Audio EQs. And this right here is what this setup looks right now with an end table I got from Walmart. Not good, but it was doing the job for the time being. But now we're gonna kick over to the rack, so no more waiting. Please make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate it a lot. Let's dive into this. Holy cow, that might have been the hardest box I've ever opened for gear. Now we're gonna get into these 2 pieces. It's packed pretty well. I actually read a review online that it showed up in a flimsy box. Definitely not the case in this situation. That box was tight, solid, seemed to be packed well and could travel well too, so. So far, my first impressions are it is heavier than I was expecting. The unboxing process was a pain in the butt, but not in a bad way, because it was packed well, but holy crap, I don't know why it was so hard to unbox. If you're doing this, 2 people might be the way to do it. So the next steps are to put it together, and I'm gonna take apart my analog setup I have right now and start implementing. Another thing I went and picked up today was a Furman power conditioner that's gonna obviously be what everything plugs into. All right, let's keep this rolling. Okay, just finished building the rack. I have to say it was kind of a pain in the butt. The instruction manual made sense, but there's some stuff I feel like left out, like there were things lettered to tell you what panel was which. But on the panel themselves, there were no letters. And that really wasn't that big of a deal, but there's a couple times where I was like, is this the E or the C or the D? What is it? Gotta look at the pictures more, then you'll understand which is which. Also, there was a lot of screwing by hand that they recommended. I eventually busted out the power tool and eased off on the torque and did it that way because otherwise my hand was cramping it pretty bad. So that was kind of a pain in the butt. What else? Oh, and then there was a couple times where the pilot holes that they provided did not line up with where they needed to be, so I had to drill my own pilot holes. Particularly on the slide out keyboard spot, or where I'm gonna be putting guitar pedals. On the side here, it didn't line up with the wood piece, so that was kind of a pain in the butt. But I just drilled my own pilot holes and used the same screws, and it seems to be good to go. All right, next up, I'm going to move my makeshift rack setup, put this in place, and then start installing all of the rack gear. All right, the rack is done and in its place, and boy, oh boy, was that a pain in the butt, but now that it's done, I feel like I'm gonna really like it. Between how tight the packaging was, trying to get everything out of it, and then so much manual labor to put it together, which I didn't expect. It seemed like there's a lot of steps just to kind of, even be able to start to use it. The instructions were pretty crummy at times, and also I had to make my own pilot holes, which isn't a deal breaker for me. I mean, when you're buying a $250 rack, what do you expect? So I'm sure as time goes on, the frustration from the build of the rack will go away and I'll just really enjoy the functionality of it. But right now, as you can probably still tell, I am sweaty from the whole process. Of course, putting the analog gear in the rack was a piece of cake. Wiring it up was, no problem at all. Got pretty heavy once everything was in there. Sliding into place was kind of a pain in the tuchus, but overall, I've had it for a few hours and I'm really liking it. And again, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. I'm gonna be doing more videos on my analog gear and on this rack and other things I'm gonna be buying. I'm gonna be purchasing some more warm audio compressors, and I'm so excited for that. One last thing, please go to the description below. Check out the deals down there. I've got deals for distributing music, some Wave plugin stuff, link to my website, my Instagram, my music. And yeah, please check that out. All right, now I need to clean up this mess that I have created while building this. Until next time, see you later.